Hello, and welcome to another quarantine episode of My ArundelBiz Podcast. I'm Grace Norfe.
And I'm Allison Akers. We are your hosts from Arundel Economic Development. Hey, Grayson, have you heard the news recently?
No. What happened?
A little birdie told me that the My ArundelBiz Podcast is up for Maryland Podcast Awards.
Well, it's about time.
Hopefully by the time that this airs, we will have won.
Listen, I honestly, it's an honor to be nominated, and I feel great about that. I feel good about that. From started from the bottom, now we're here.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I want to win. So please, everybody, just pull for us, because but by this time they'll probably already know. So
yeah, voting does close May 1st.
May 1st. Okay.
But I think we're strong contenders.
Listen,
look at all the great people that we've had on our show.
Oh my God. Today's no different. Today is really a treat. So I mean, I got to be honest with you. After it, I look forward to the next podcast so that we can actually give our acceptance speeches, so that, we can just say, we owe it all to Anne Arundel County. Most of all, me.
Okay, sure.
What? What's wrong?
There are two co-hosts here.
What's wrong with that? No.
But Ion Annapolis, we're coming for you.
Oh yeah. I'll take you down. All right.
Well, with that being said, I am super excited today for our special guest on this week's podcast. This year, AAEDC launched a minority business growth program. It's called the Inclusive Ventures. It was run by Keasha Haythe out of our office here in Anne Arundel Economic Development. So in addition to the education and growth guidance that these inclusive venture programs cohort got, they also got a $5,000 seed investment grant. So Keasha also pulled together mentors that offer support for these growing entrepreneurs. And one such mentor and local business owner that we have joining us today is Johnetta Thurston, founder and principal consultant of JDA Management. Johnetta, introduce yourself. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. Again, my name is Johnetta Thurston. I am the founder and CEO of JDA. We call it JDA for short, Management and Consulting Group. So exciting to be here. I don't know how much you really want to know about me, Allison, because I could take up the whole program,
Yeah, we're going to dive right in.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I started this business with my daughter, and she really has been a great asset in helping me get my feet grounded and get off the ground a little bit in the business. My background is that I was a contractor, a federal contractor. And many people in your audience may have heard of Walter Reed Army Medical Center.
Oh, yeah.
And that was me and my team that moved the medical center from Washington, D.C. to its current location in Bethesda, Maryland. And in addition to that, we also managed I had staff that managed all of the clinics and all of that in the hospital. We moved about 16,000 patients, people, employees, and equipment. And after I did that big move, I had already had some experience in the area of project management. Mm-hmm. And someone says, "Oh, you need to do your own business." And I'm like, "Yeah, right. Sure I do." So I fiddled around with it, but finally the contract ended. And then I was like, okay, now what? I went to Europe for a couple of months and thought about what I wanted to do, and then came back and I was like, yeah, let's do this. And then after we decided to do it, I was like, oh, that was a stupid move. I need to go find me a job where I can have me some, consistent money coming in here.
Yeah.
Right. And I kind of got into bed and pulled the covers up. And my daughter was like, oh no, you're not going to do this. And she set up the business structure. She got all the paperwork lined up. And then she said, she handed it to me. She said, now go do it. So that was, I had to try it. And then it gave me an opportunity also to do some things that I love and give back to the community at the same time.
So the thing about it is that with so many times we hear these stories about how, people sometimes have their backs against the wall. And so it comes to a point where it's like, it's either sink or swim. Where did that come from with you? Like, where was that, was it basically, I got to get out there, I got to go now? Like, what was the motivation?
Well, one was that I wanted to eat. I had to go out and do something. No, seriously, my husband was really good because he covered all the bills and everything at home. But at the same time, what was going to be that next step?
Sure.
And I had an opportunity while at Walter Reed to be able to really impact the employees that I hired and that we managed. We had about almost 950 people on that contract. However, I wanted to be able to call some of the shots. Mm-hmm. There were people that we had the opportunity to hire that other people would not give a chance. And when you are working for someone, they call the shots and they said, no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to take that chance. I was able to pull out and do some things for people where I could actually see, touch, and see the result of my impact on their lives. So that's one of the things that really drove me. In addition to having the ability to eat, it all came together.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So what do you help people learn about? How do you help manage them? What does JDA do?
Well, what we do, we have 4 core competencies that we work with. One is project management, human resource services, training and development, as well as coaching. So we get an opportunity to actually offer those services to other small businesses as well as individuals, medium-sized business, whoever needs us. But in addition to that, we get a chance to hire other small businesses and individuals that may be looking for, employment.
Okay.
And sometimes it's not even long-term because as a small business, sometimes it's contractual. Mm-hmm. So we have to go where the money comes from, but we also have to flow as long as the money is flowing.
Yeah.
So we really started bringing on our full-time employees. But before it was usually just 1099s or contractual people. Yeah.
So, I mean, it kind of sounds like what you've said so far is that, and we know this as a whole in business, is that resiliency is so important in life, in business, in literally everything. You've grown your business so far. Have you had any defining moments or core challenges that pushed you to where you get to?
You know what, Allison, my background is get up and do it. You have sometimes you get knocked down. That's what life does. But you have to deal with whatever cards are dealt. And sometimes, in card playing, you don't get a chance to pick and choose. So that's just who I am. And that's been me. I attended the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and then I went to Maryland, and then I went to Regent. And every single step, there was somebody that said, you can't do it, or it's not going to work. A lot of what I did was that I did just because I wanted to prove them wrong. But I also know I came from a family that says, you know what, get it done. And so that's what we do.
I love that.
Have you all seen the little, I think it might be an emoji or something where the little stick figure is holding something in his hand and it says happiness. And someone said, where did you get that?
Oh.
And happiness says, I made it myself.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that analogy.
Yeah.
And so there's some things that you just got to get out and make it yourself because nobody else is going to do it for you.
Absolutely.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So kind of jumping on that, do you have advice on any other key values business owners should embrace? I mean, how do we create a better world to leave behind a better legacy?
You know what? I come from a faith background that says leave a legacy for your children. And I believe that you should leave a legacy not only for your children, but for those that are around you that you influence in your community, in your social gatherings, wherever. And so that has always been one of my motivating factors, is that I want someone to say, you know what, she came and she did what she was supposed to do, and I am the better for it. Even now, I still get sometimes emails, sometimes Facebook messages on LinkedIn or wherever. Someone will send me a message and say, thank you so much for helping me be able to care for my family, for helping me to be able to move forward in the community and contribute. And those days that I'm not having the best of days, I save those emails. I save those little cards that I get in the mail and remind me, this is why you do what you do.
I completely resonate with that. That's really important.
Yeah, because the world is so much bigger than you and I, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Grayson agrees too, I know.
100%. Go ahead, please. I don't want to go.
No, I was just thinking about working with the IVP program, and it was just really interesting that one of the things I was able to tell each one of the businesses that I had the opportunity to work with is that there are going to be some days that you don't feel like you can make it. But guess what? There is a day after that. It's a day after that. So keep pushing, get through. And it's okay some days to get in bed like I did and eat bonbons and watch TV. And just forget it for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't stay there. You can't stay there. We were able to grow our business even during the pandemic, 159%.
Wow. That's huge. That's a testament to you. And I completely see why you are a mentor for this program and for others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I had cut you off a minute ago, Grayson. What was it?
Well, going into it, what was your favorite part of being a mentor? What was your favorite part of the program?
I think that my favorite part was seeing and hearing in their voices when you tell them that you have faith in them and you can give them an idea that they hadn't thought of or something that they had not considered, or you challenge them in this way, or just tell them they're doing a good job and it's going to be okay. That because they felt like that, oh, this program lets me know there's somebody out there, there's an organization out there. We come from a county that cares about what we're doing and how successful we are.
Yeah, it was so cool to see the energy of the group when we held the graduation ceremony. Just everybody being able to meet in person, outside, of course, with the right masking guidance. But I mean, everybody was just so energetic and excited.
I know. And it was, a lot of times when I talked to them, sometimes it was on the phone, sometimes it was during, a Zoom call or whatever. But I couldn't remember all the faces. So when I walked up, somebody was like, come on. And I'm like, who is this lady?
Of course, they have the mask on, so you can't really see.
I don't know her. But it turns out that she was one of the business owners, and she had been so excited when I talked to her. And when I walked in, she was like, come on. And I said, so it was really good to see everybody. It really, really was. It was hard for me not to hug, though.
I know.
Because I'm a hugger,
Yeah.
And so
the wonderful thing that I got from it was that when I showed up there, and of course everybody is Keasha's speaking and everything, it felt like a family reunion vibe.
Yeah.
Like all we needed was a potato salad and
I know
music in the background, and that's what, because it was so loving and it was so awesome, and just to actually know that there's business owners, because I mean, let's be honest with you. When you're in business for yourself, it's a lonely place at times.
It is.
And people like you helping out other business owners just kind of shows really what Anne Arundel County is all about. And it's about helping businesses and reaching back and saying, look, you can do it. And just by the fact of you even saying that, it really can turn around something, because a lot of people we don't know, especially during the pandemic, wanted to, wrap up their businesses, not even start, just throw it away. But, can you speak to that a little bit? Can you speak to like, what's your motivation of helping out other business owners the way that you have?
You know what, Grayson, I felt a little bit like a mom. I was able, even I had a call earlier today, and I was like, how did you get on my website and do this call schedule? Because you can go to my website and schedule a consultation with me. And it was one of the participants in the program. And I said, boy, how did you get on here so early? And he said, I looked at your schedule and I had to get in where I fit in.
Yeah.
And I needed to talk to you. And but I could talk to them just like I'm talking to you all. And it was so just so comfortable to do that. But my motivation is I know that I've been there.
Yeah.
And even though I had to create my own, I had to find mentors. I had to find people to have something kind of ready-made for a company is enormous. It's paramount to have that in you, because, when you're starting off in business, you don't know.
Yeah.
And you can forget that, build it and they will come, build it and they might drive by.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You have to have someone to say, you know what, that is a good idea. You can do this. And let me give you some advice. Let me, maybe refer somebody, talk to somebody, So it was that opportunity to help create that for these businesses, a place for them to go, a safe place.
Yeah.
A safe place, because all places aren't safe, and we know that.
100%.
And safe means many different things, especially these days.
Right.
And I think it's important to nurture all types of business.
And that was another exciting thing about this. No two businesses were alike.
Yeah.
And I was going to say Will Smith, but Will Holmes is amazing. And putting these type of accelerator groups together, and amazing. And I had actually gone through some programs with Will.
Oh, have you? Okay.
So when I heard that he was going to be leading this effort and I was going to be able to be a mentor, it was really exciting to jump on aboard and be a part of this. And
Very
not,
cool.
I'm sorry. Am I talking too much? I'm saying, especially with Keasha. Keasha has such a passion for the businesses that she's working with. And I really enjoy my relationship with her. She's always keeping me abreast on everything that's going on in the county when it comes to economic development. When we were able to meet in person, if she came in the room and didn't speak to me, I had an attitude all day. So, but she's really good at keeping not just me, but all of us abreast on what is happening and how we can use the services. Can I say something real quick? If
Absolutely.
One of the things, like I was sharing with another Anne Arundel County business before, I had a place that I was meeting and needed conference rooms and stuff like that. And they said, well, where are you going to meet? I said, well, you know what? I'm going to book the conference room down off of River Road at the economic development. And they were like, what? And I said, you didn't know that as an Anne Arundel County business, they can help you find places, or sometimes they'll let you use it. But these are resources that nobody.
That's true.
They didn't know about it. So I try to get in and learn and then share with other businesses.
It takes a village to make sure that everybody is aware of just how many resources are out there.
Now, you all, once we open back up, you're going to be inundated with people trying to get in. No, I'm just kidding.
I hope so. Yeah. And we can see everybody again.
Oh, right.
Well, I was going to say we didn't have potato salad, but Cake Artista out of the program did bring really, really good macaroons and cupcakes. I did take.
The only thing we needed was the OJs playing Family Reunion in the background. That's all we needed, right, Grayson?
Listen, I would have been, Family Reunion. Y'all don't want to see me cut a rug. Like,
okay. All right.
Back in my day. Never mind. We're not gonna talk about it.
Well, you mentioned that you grew your business 150%. How did you do that? How did you shift?
Well, a lot of people did what Grayson said, and they just didn't know what to do. And it was like a deer in the headlights. Yeah. I don't know if you guys have ever read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? But there is remember the mice in there that put their sneakers on, and they said, we're going to find some more cheese. So that's what I did. I actually put my sneakers on and said, you know what? I got to work through this. So I was fortunate that a lot of my clients pivoted with me when I said, let's go to this virtual platforms, because I have both federal, state, and then some out-of-state contracts as well. And they were very, very leery of going to the virtual platforms. And then we had the problem with Zoom. So they really didn't want to do it. Yeah. So I had to talk to these people about it doesn't stop. Business doesn't stop. You still can do these plans, even though it's going to look different. Just finished a 3-day retreat with one of the federal agencies. That would that have happened before? They would not have even considered it. So when there are things that you got to deal with, that's what I did. I just talked to my clients. I talked to those people that I'm doing subcontracting for. We talked about, how do we do this? How do we make this move? And you have to find a way. And I didn't know what platforms were going to work. So I was able to purchase, the different various platforms. So if you came and said, we use MS Teams, we did Teams. If you use Zoom, we use Zoom. If you use WebEx, and some things, Allison, I may not have. So what I did was I bartered with some of my fellow business owners. And I said, look, I don't have WebEx yet. Can I use your platform? And if I can use your platform, then you tell me what I can do for you in return.
Oh, that's really smart.
Yeah. So you had to find ways to, and then it worked for them as well, because they may say, you know what, I need you to do some sourcing for me of resumes and help me hire, give me a couple of hours of free HR or something like that. So you find different ways to make it happen.
That's cool. That's a good perspective.
And so that's what we did.
Now,
and one other thing, let me say one thing, Grace.
Please.
Another thing that we did during that time is that we came up with additional offerings of what we could do for our customers. One of the things that we're starting is not public yet, but we are doing it for some of the private clients that we have, is that we're doing training that's on demand 24 hours a day. We'd always talked about doing that. Why not do it during the pandemic? And then we had customers that came to us and said, we want you to do this professional development training, but we want it closed just for us. So that was something that we weren't doing before.
You got creative.
We were able to do all of those recordings. It is going to be taking on a public flavor in a few months, because we want people to be able to go to our website and get on if they want to learn about effective communication, if they want to learn about emotional intelligence, whatever, they can take a short course. Some of them will be free, some of them will be pay for service, of course.
Awesome. What's your website? How can people get there?
www.getjada, and that's GETJDA.com.
Awesome.
Yep.
Now, the thing about it is that out of the box thinking like that really does help businesses grow. It does help community grow. With the IVP program, I want to know, how do you see it impacting minority businesses moving forward from the county in the county?
I think that this is a vehicle that was unrealized before that is really going to be, if they continue to use this program, it is really going to have impact, and it's going to help minority businesses, because even though we know that government contracting, be it state or federal or what level, they are supposed to give a certain amount to minority businesses. And all the time, I don't know if they're making those goals on a regular basis, but sometimes it's not realized. And we, as a minority owned company, we don't always have vehicles that we can use, and especially vehicles that give you the information, but also give you a little bit of incentive, like the grant they got along with that.
Yep.
And, because sometimes people say, oh, you need to come to this and you need to do that. And to say, come on and do it, and then give you a little bit of money along the way, is transformational for a lot of people. Their businesses won't be the same. And it didn't take a whole lot. Now, will it help them, go conquer the world? No, but it'll surely give them maybe a piece of equipment or a part-time person. It will give them something that will help them along the way.
Yeah, and I think that's the gap that we saw all across the state, was that there wasn't that extra component of like taking it just a step further. And I know that's what the IVP program was built for. And I know that we are going to at least continue through the fall. So we will take another.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah. So we're excited about that.
Yeah. And I know that it probably is going to be a program that other folk are going to look at.
I hope so.
To try to help there, and I was proud to say I was part of Anne Arundel County, because you're doing something positive in the community that is going to impact. So it's going to have a domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal.
And to be able to mentor these businesses and them not feel any type of pressure, like, oh, I only got 5 minutes with you and I got to pay for those 5 minutes. What can I say or get done? And it was really good. It was good, really good, I think.
We're glad that you had.
I'm sorry. Don't you love talking over one another? But one of the things that I think that they are really, where the community is going to benefit, is that these people are getting on their feet. They're going to start hiring other folk.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to start putting those services out to folk that maybe they weren't able to reach before. So the economy is going to be impacted, and that's what we want as well.
Absolutely. We're glad that everyone had such a good experience through it. That's all we can ask for. Especially
when you're the first program out the gate.
I know.
Like that.
Yeah.
Is it going to work?
Yeah.
I think it worked.
Good. Well, ending on something fun. So you have your business. You have a business in Anne Arundel County. You're tuned in to all of the local entrepreneurs, but what do you do for fun? Like, what do you love about Anne Arundel County?
There is a lot I love about Anne Arundel County, but I was thinking about what are some of my pastimes. I love to read, and one of the favorite things that I like to do, I know it's going to sound boring to other people, but it makes
We're really nerdy.
Is that I love to read, and because I love to read, sometimes just finding a quiet lake or going down at Sandy Point or whatever, and just letting the breeze blow, getting a good book, and you can recharge and come back and you feel like you've really been on a major vacation. My daughter is in Jamaica right now.
Oh, wow.
Jealous.
Wow.
Why am I here? So, just finding a really quiet place to read and reflect and just take in the scenery of whatever. And sometimes I go to the beach, and then sometimes I love the mountains just as much.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of around here. You've got pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Everything you could want.
Yeah, and everything is in driving.
Yes.
Distance. Mm-hmm. Everything is in driving distance. If you guys haven't just gotten in your car and driven around the state, you're missing a treat.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And I think I heard that you also have a podcast. So does Grayson. Well, he has this podcast, but he also does podcasting on the side.
Really? Well, mine is not going so well. So can we talk offline?
We
Grayson?
will. I guarantee you, please, you have my information. This is a passion. So
really?
I will be helping you out. Trust me.
All right. I'm gonna check you out then.
You know, listen, honestly, please do. I gotta be honest with you. Just being able to talk with you today, it really is recharging, because a lot of people don't realize, and this is a real thing. When you're a business owner and you're just starting stuff out and you're just going on, you need a person like Johnetta to be able to say, hey, it's okay, you know, because it is a lonely place. It is. I mean, when you're starting out, you don't know what is what, you don't know what rules apply, you don't know how to do this, how to do that. And it's kind of like, you know, it's like, you know, learning to swim and somebody just pushes you off the edge. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, go ahead, you know, don't die. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You'll be all right. Just don't die while you're trying to.
Yeah. just stay afloat. You'll be all right. But is the thing about it is that it's so comforting to be able to hear somebody talk from a perspective of community, of being able to say, we're going to network. You're not by yourself. We got you. Don't worry about it. We have your back. And that's honestly, it honestly was a pleasure talking to you today.
Oh,
it was just, you really did make my day, make our day, because it really was awesome.
Oh, you all are so sweet. Can I say one last thing? You know, I love to talk. You may have me back one day, so
please,
and then you may not. So just in case. You said that you were talking about water, and this just kind of popped in my head. My daughter and I both went through a doctorate program together, and we went through as a mother-daughter. We were the first mother-daughter at the school that we were in. We went to Regent University. And one of the things that she worked on while she was in school was she wrote a book, and she just published it, and it's called A Duck Out of Water. So when I heard you say water, it reminded me of it. And what it does, it talks about developing leadership skills in children.
Ooh.
Wow, that is
leadership skills in children. And it's been, we've been having so much fun with it. So when you said water, that kind of just popped in my
That's
head.
amazing. I want to read that.
Yeah, that's crucial.
It is. It really is, because one of the facts that she found when she was doing her research is that leadership skills begin developing in kids at 6 months.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
6 months. So I was like, okay, I'm her mom, and I know I'm a little biased, but I had to try to look at all the stuff that she was working with. And she just uses a simple children's story to display and talk about leadership and how to develop it. And it was pretty exciting. And if you want to purchase it, Allison.
I do.
Okay, go to the website and go to our product page, and you got it.
Okay. It's on your website.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, actually, that would be really good connection for a group in Baltimore called Mentoring Mentors. It's a really good program that.
Okay, I'm writing that down.
Yeah, I'll connect you after this.
Yeah. Okay, that'll be
Lori
awesome.
Rathberg, who is the Anne Arundel County Maryland Department of Commerce rep for our county. She is well connected in that group, and I had the chance to speak to them. But it's a really cool group, and they could definitely use a book like that.
Oh, great. And when you said the name, I was like, I know that name.
I'm sure you've met her.
So now
Lori
when you
is
said
awesome.
that, I was like, I know that
Yeah.
name. Yes, this has been so good.
Oh, well, thanks for coming today. You've been such a pleasure to talk to. You have so much to impart on other people.
Yes.
Thank you. It really has been a pleasure and an honor to be here and talk with you all. And I've enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
So please have me back again.
Yes, we'll be in person. We'll redo.
Okay.
Grayson can say his usual standard line.
Yeah, we gotta be in person. It's just so that we can sit down and talk and just, because that's the fun part of doing the podcast is actually being in person. Zoom is great. It's great to see everybody's faces and but when you're in person, nothing replaces that. So
yeah, he's been telling all of our guests, all right, we're gonna redo all of these in 2022.
Okay. All right.
We got our list full. Trust me.
I'm down.
Cool. All
right. Well, thanks for talking to us today, Johnetta.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks again, guys. And you all have an amazing weekend. Stay safe.
You too.
We'll do. Thanks.
All right, guys. Well, thanks. You can find this episode of My ArundelBiz Podcast and all of our other ones on all of the AAEDC social media channels. We host it on YouTube. We host it on all of your streaming audio platforms as well. So that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere that you want to find it. We'll make sure that you can find it. It's also on our website, arundelbiz.org. So this is just a chance to highlight some really cool local business owners throughout Anne Arundel County and kind of connect you to their stories and what makes Anne Arundel special. So check them out. Remember to shop safe, shop local, and get your vaccine.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.